Hi, welcome to Center Stage Guitar Academy. In this lesson, I'm going to be teaching you Sweet Home Chicago. Classic blues tune. It's been played by a slew of different people. There's a lot of different ways to play it. It's basically just a 12-bar blues tune, but it's an important tune in the world of the blues, so I'm going to teach it to you. It was originally written by Robert Johnson, acoustic kind of blues player, Delta blues player. And then, everybody's done it. Anybody who played the blues played this song at one point or another. So I'm just going to show you a kind of version that I know, and you can kind of experiment and play around with it. I like to do a little bit of this intro, kind of like Robert Johnson did it. Okay? It's a little pick pattern. It's just a little kind of classic blues intro. So the song is in E, so we're going to play E or E7, A and A7, B and B7. So we're going to start, I'm going to put my second finger on the 12th fret of the high E string. I'm sorry, third finger. And my second finger on the 12th fret of the D string. And I'm going to pluck them with my thumb and my first finger or second finger, however you want. And I got my pick kind of tucked into my hand there while I'm finger picking, and I can kind of flip it out if I want to use my pick later. I don't know where I picked that up, but I did somewhere. So if you want to try it, you can. So that's the rhythm. Then we're just going to walk down. Now I'm going to put my first finger, keep my third finger right where it is. Put my first finger on the 11th fret of the D string. Same pick. Back one more fret. Then I'm going to do one more stroke on this chord, which is the 9th fret, D string, 10th fret, high E string. Okay, so it goes. Then we do our little turnaround on a B7 chord. And I'm kind of arpeggiating it. Then we kick in to, usually starts on the chorus. Okay, that's one time through the chorus. So, it's a quick change 12-bar blues. Okay, so what I'm doing on the E, playing an E major chord basically, and I'm coming up here and I'm playing like an A with a D sharp on the bottom, but it's basically kind of like doing our shuffle, that kind of thing, but it just kind of fills it out. It's a little bit different. So I'm going to D into an A with a D, I'm sorry, not a D sharp, a D flat on the bottom, or C sharp. So I'm hitting twice on the E. Actually, I'm kind of doing a little trick. I'm hitting the E, and as I'm switching to the next chord, I'm just kind of hitting the open strings, which sounds bad slow, but fast you don't notice it. So I'm going back and forth between those two chords. That's an A with a C sharp on the bottom, if you remember that from earlier lessons. So you're barring like an A major chord, putting your third finger on the 4th fret of the A string. So that's the strum pattern. But if you do it fast, then we go to an A7. And you can do kind of whatever you want here. You can do a shuffle. Or you can play the chord. And I'm playing just an A7, but I'm playing the flat 7 on the 3rd fret of the high E string with my 2nd or 3rd finger. You can play a rhythm like that. So then back to our thing for 2 bars now. Now back to the A. Now I'm going to do a shuffle. Now back to our E. Here's where we go to the 5 chord. I'm going to do a little walk up. Open A, 1st fret A string, 2nd fret A string to my D or my B7 chord. Then to our A7, and then back to our E. We can do a turnaround that way, or we can do this little run. And all that is you're going to put your 2nd finger on the 5th fret of the A string and your 1st finger on the 4th fret of the G string. And we're going to go, so A string, G string, A string, move it back a half step, do the same thing, back a half step again, back a half step again, or a little climb up. So one time through, nice and slow around the chorus. Okay, so that's the chorus. Now, let me show you another turnaround that's similar to this one. I like to do this. Similar rhythm. So basically what we're doing here is we're playing an E dominant 7 chord. Like we would play a D dominant 7 chord here. Well, if you move that up a whole step, it becomes an E dominant 7 chord. But I'm not playing the lower strings, I'm just playing E, B, and G. Move it back a half step. Move it back a half step again. And then the last one is 1st finger, G string, 1st fret, and then the 2 open strings, E and B. Which is basically outlining an E major triad. Classic blues turnaround. Okay, now the only difference now is the verses are not quick change 12 bar. They're kind of the regular 12 bar. So I'm going to use the same kind of riff, but we're going to go 4 bars on this. Then to our A. Back to our E, B, A, turn around. So just remember that the verses are different. They're not quick change, they're normal blues. Other than that, you just kind of need a way to end it. And if you want to solo over it, definitely E blues scale, E pentatonic minor, or E pentatonic major if you want that kind of, you know, more B.B. King sounding kind of solo. So that's that. Now the end, you can do the turnaround. So we're coming out of the 5 chord, 4 chord, and I like to just end it like that. So basically, I came up here and I'm still ending on the root node in E. I'm playing an E9 chord. But I'm starting at a half step up. So I'm playing F9, and I'm landing on E9, back a half step. So okay, so that's one way you can end it. And aside from that, that's it. So just, again, if you're gonna solo over it, it's E blues scale, E pentatonic major, E pentatonic minor. So that's it for Sweet Home Chicago.